12 retirement mistakes you will regret forever. That's a long time. Forever. And I'm getting all these from Kiplinger. Guys, let us know. What's the biggest mistakes you've made in retirement planning, in retirement, or leading up to retirement? Let us know if you're brave enough. So here you go. Here's number one. Relocating on a whim. Yeah, that's one of those things where, oh my God, let's go to Florida and retire. And then you get there, 2 weeks into it, it's like, where'd all this noise come from? How come these planes are coming overhead at 12 o'clock every day? Why is this garbage truck right next to my house? 6 a.m. waking me up. Yeah, if you don't, you got to go and experience it, right? Before you relocate, guys, make sure you go and spend an extended amount of time in the place you're going to relocate to. It could look great. There could be great reviews, great comments, and oh my God, I love living here. But you know what? You might relocate to an area of that great place that's not so great. So before you relocate, check it out, scout it out. Number two, putting your kids first at the expense of your retirement planning. I know this may be a sensitive issue for some of you. It's like, of course, they're your children, right? You want to put them first. You want to give them the best advantages they can growing up. So when they do finally grow up, they can have a great career, a great life. But there's a difference between putting them first and trying to send them to a private college if you're making $60,000 a year and your wife is a stay-home mother. Yeah, not smart, right? Convince your kids, there's good state colleges. There are even good trade colleges. I got a drafting degree. Took me a year and a half at a trade school. I actually used it for 4 or 5 years before I went on to a different career. There are good trade schools out there. It doesn't have to be, we're going to send them to Harvard. You know what? If they're getting scholarships, great. And if you can afford it, great. But if you can't, don't sacrifice your retirement for your kids. Number three, borrowing from your 401k. I did that once to get my first house. Okay, for a reason like that, okay, I get it. But if you've got like $100,000 in your 401k and you're borrowing $50,000 to put down a down payment on a house, yeah, not so good. Or to get a nicer car. Or there's all different kinds of reasons that people borrow against their 401ks, right? Yeah, most plans tell you have to take it out as a loan to pay it back, which I did. But during the time you're paying that loan back, you don't have as much money for compounding to work on. So really think that over before you decide to go that route. Number four, claiming Social Security too early. Now, for those of you who might not be in great health, you might have a terminal issue. Okay, I get it. Take it as soon as you can. For those of you who don't have longevity in your family, I get it. Take it as soon as you can. Probably. But for the rest of us, put it off as long as you can, guys. I was going to take it at 62. That was my hard and fast rule. Now that I got some additional money coming in from this YouTube channel, I'm going to put it off hopefully till 65, maybe even longer, as long as I'm getting additional income coming in. So think about everything. Think about everything you can do in order to push that back as long as you can, right? I mean, you're talking 8% increase per year. Every year you delay Social Security. Yeah, that's a good deal. Number five, decluttering to the extreme. I know this so well. I didn't plan on buying a house when I retired. Okay, look behind me. I had to get it when I saw this property. My plan was to live in a tiny house that I would buy a plot of land, plop that tiny house on it, and live in it. So what did I do over the last 2 or 3 places I lived in? I threw stuff out because I kept going smaller. The last place I lived in renting was about 500 square feet. Can I tell you how many times I've regretted throwing away all that stuff? especially my CD collection, because I worked in the music industry. I had a couple thousand CDs that I basically tossed, all but 100, because I didn't have the room to store them. Now I have the room to store them. Think about it. Think about it. Number 6. Hey, before I get to number 6, if this is your first time seeing me, my name is Duane, and this is a retirement channel for people on moderate income. If you think you might like that, think about subscribing and like the video as well. Number 6, avoiding the stock market, especially when you're young. Now, when you're up in 65, 70, 75 years old, you might decide, you know what, no more of this crazy ride for me. I'm going to go into more conservative investments. You know, okay, I get it. But especially when you're young, do not avoid the stock market, guys. That is the best tried and true way to earn wealth. Well, outside of if you want to buy, rental properties. But is that tried and true? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. The stock market, tried and true. Don't avoid it. Number 7, falling for too good to be true offers, aka get rich quick schemes. You've all seen them out there. Hey, invest $2,000 today. You'll have $100,000 at the end of the year. Yeah, you think that's going to work? Now, you know what? You might get the diamond in the rough. You might get lucky, but 99 out of 100 times, you won't. They're scams. If it looks too good to be true, it probably is. Save early. Invest properly. That's the way to make a retirement nest egg. Number 8, planning to work indefinitely. Some people say, you know what, I'm never going to retire. I love my work. And because of that thought process, they never save. There are so many stories out there. Look it up. Anywhere you want. People being laid off when they're like 58 and not being able to get a good job after that. Ageism. Right? People, God forbid, get laid low with a terminal illness. Might not even have to be terminal. Just their health goes down quickly. They have to retire at 57. Now, yes, they could be put on disability. Okay, they might not. So if you're planning on, I'm going to work till I drop, and some people do, don't plan on that being the actual outcome. Number 9. This one's obvious. Putting off saving for retirement. Earlier the better, guys. The earlier the better. Those are my younger viewers. If you haven't started, start now. There's no better time than now. Doesn't have to be a lot. Just put in enough to meet your company match, which is usually 5, 6, maybe even 4%, and go from there. Do not put it off and say, I'll start saving when I get a better paying job. That might never happen. Or if it does, it may be way down the road. Don't delay saving. Number 10, ignoring long-term care. Yeah, if you're not going to buy long-term care insurance, at least have a plan of how, if God forbid something happens to you and you need long-term care, is your spouse going to be agreeable to that? You'd be surprised. People have abandoned their spouses when they get cancer. People have cheated on their spouses when they get cancer. You'd be surprised. If you're not going to get long-term care insurance, make sure you have some kind of semblance of a way to be taken care of if you need to be taken care of. Number 11, neglecting estate planning. Guys, we never know. It's obvious, right? We never know when our time is going to be up. If you haven't planned a will, it doesn't have to be expensive. Doesn't mean you have to go to a high-priced lawyer to get a will, right? You can do it online. As long as it's a reputable firm, you can do it probably for, $400 or $500. It doesn't have to cost you a couple $1,000s. Just think how bad it would be. It's like if you died tomorrow and there's nowhere for your stuff to go, or your house, or your 401k, how bad would you feel? How bad would your significant other feel, right? You'd have to go through all this red tape to get it all sorted out. So get a will, estate planning, got to do it. And number 12, we've talked about this a lot on this channel. Failing to plan your free time in retirement. Some people go into retirement and just say, I'm going to do nothing. Yeah, that's good for maybe the first month. After that, you're going to get bored. And with that boredom may come depression because you don't know how to fill up your time. Before you retire, figure out some hobbies that you can do. I'm talking a couple years before you retire. Give them a trial run to see if you're going to like them even. There's so much free time, guys, so much free time to fill up. Do not neglect that. Plan. What am I going to do in retirement? Like I've said before, over and over again, I'm usually done by 10, 11 a.m. The rest of the day, with my errands, the rest of the day is wide open. So you got to know how you're going to spend your free time in retirement. So there you go, guys. 12 big ones for you. And as always, from the lovely high desert, where today it is March 23rd and it is 80 degrees. That's why I live up here. We got this.